Now that you have your daily CCR on Explain Everything, let's take a look. I'm gonna go pretty fast, so if you need help, always reach out and ask for help so you do it right. Remember, if you make a mistake, I'll send it back to you as a draft, and then you can fix what you need by clicking that continue editing, and you can draw on it or type in something or voice over a correction, or just go back to Explain Everything, trash the one I draft to you, and send a new one. All right, let's take a look. Here we go. Number 1, determine the rule and write the missing numbers. Now, the rule. We have an input-output table. So in goes a 6, out comes a 48. We have our rule box here. Start thinking, are the numbers going up or down? Good. Sorry, they're going up. They're not going down for real. Anyway, all right. So first thing, put your up arrow, and we know that if the numbers are going up, that means add or multiply. Just don't forget that, set that up. And then start thinking your very first thing. Does it look like a multiplication problem? Does 6 times something equal 48? If it does, then you can go ahead and play out, is it multiplication? Does 2 times something equal 16? Does 7 times something equal 56? I think so, it does. Anyway, so if we think it's multiplication, we put in our multiplication symbol in the rule box and go ahead and pick what you want, solve it out. But remember, we have to figure out what the rule is by putting that rule in the rule box, and then we need to go ahead and actually write our equation. So something times something equals. So set it up like this and continue. All right, number 2, write these numbers as, number 1, fractions, then add them, so 2 steps. Notice that I put on here, say what fractions you actually, like say the fractions and listen to what you hear. 5/10 and 30/100. 5/10, 30/100. You're literally gonna write what you said. That's how you change word form to standard form in fractions. So we have 5/10 and 30/100. And we're gonna be adding those together. Now, here's the thing. Oh, we're not adding those together. We're just writing them, lucky you. All right, now we need to write these as a decimal. So when you're writing them as a decimal, just think about it. Let's take it to the right of the decimal point. We've got tenths, hundredths. Okay, so we need to write 5/10 as a decimal and write 30/100 as a decimal. Okay, just make sure you're paying attention to, these are not whole numbers, so where is the tenths? And then hundreds. All right, number 3. In all of Disney World, there are 626 bathrooms. This is actually true. I looked it up on Google before Charlie went on his vacation. If Charlie spent 6 minutes in each bathroom, which he did, it's true. I looked it up, not really. Not true. How long would that be total? Bracket the question. So how long total, but you do need to show work. So you have task 1, task 2. How long would that be total? So T with a question mark. All right, now we spent 6 minutes in each one. So my hint word is that each. What does each and per mean? It means to multiply. So you do need to set up a 262 times 6, and you gotta disco it. Okay, so go through and do the disco and make sure you actually answer your question. How long would that be? That would be. All right, up here to number 4. What is the measure of the missing angle? Please just remember, a straight angle, if I use this cool tool, check this out, lightsaber. A straight angle is 180 degrees. You know this is 77. So if this whole thing is 180 and this one part is 77, what is the missing part? So please set this up. This is your total, this is a part, and this is the missing part. If you don't have your TP, that is a major problem. TPMP. No toilet paper, major problem. All right. So you can solve that. Number 5, there are 2 containers. There are between this and this. Important, between. And between that and that in another container. What could be the total amount of marbles in both containers combined? Underline important info and bracket the question. So here we go. Now, what could be? It literally means you just need to pick a number and a number, but they have to be between 199 and 203, which means, can you pick 199? Can you pick 203? Can you pick 157? No, it has to be between them. So literally just pick 2. What could be the total? You tell me. All right, now on to number 6. A theater sold 1,048 tickets worth on Saturday and 424 on Sunday. Each ticket cost $8. How many tickets were sold all together Saturday and Sunday? This is a little bit of a tricky problem because normally we see each, we say we don't know the total, and we assume that we need to multiply. But let's look at this one carefully. We are going to use this hint here about adding. Let's go ahead and bracket the question. How many tickets all together Saturday and Sunday? So we're looking up here. That doesn't say how many tickets were sold. That says the total amount of money that was sold. That's the twist in this problem, okay? If that was the amount of tickets sold each day, then we would multiply times 8 to get the total. However, that is the total amount of money. So we know the total amount of money. We need to go backwards to find out how many tickets were sold if each ticket was $8. So if we know the total already of ticket amount money-wise, each means something different this time. So we know each a lot of times can mean multiply or divide depending on whether you know the total or not. In this case, we're going to get the total amount of money that was earned first. So go ahead and write this down, 1,048 plus 424, okay? And then we can go ahead and solve this. So let's just get this step done first. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, regroup, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, and 1. Okay. So this is the total amount of money. This is not the total amount of tickets. Now we need to divide that up. We know each ticket cost $8. Okay. In this case, each is going to mean divide. So mark down that hint. So each costs $8, so let's divide up the total cost by $8 each to find out how many tickets were actually sold. I'm just gonna get you set up here and then let you go ahead and do the long division. So we have 1,472, we do know that's dollars, divided by 8 tickets. I mean, if you wanna put a little dollar symbol, you could, okay? Now, this is where we're gonna set up your does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers raw. Remember, you passed the test, all of you, kick butt awesome. So if you don't want to do that, you don't have to, but make sure you get the problem right. We haven't done these in a while. Okay, now, first thing, can I divide up the 1 to 8 people? No. So we're looking at the 14. So checking off determine, 8 times what gets me close to 14 without going over. So I know 8 times 2 is 16, that goes over, so 8 times 1. And then multiply, 8 times 1 equals 8. Subtract, 14 minus 8 is. Check, are the kids happy? Bring down the 7 in box. Repeat because there's space in the quotient, and so on and so on and so on until you're all done. And then answer the question, how many tickets were sold? We already joined them together, so this will get your answer when you do that long division. All right, that is all. When you're all done with this, you're gonna back out to a full screen like this and then screenshot it, and that'll save to your camera. When you screenshot, remember to click the box that pops up right away, and here, I don't know if it'll do it on here or not, no, it won't. And crop it down to size, and then go to Class Dojo, click Hutch Math, activities and just to create a new one. We're not going to do the folders, just get it to me and then I'll either approve it or always check. Remember, if you have something wrong, I'll send it back to you as a draft with an explanation, and then you can click continue editing and maybe just revise it with the paintbrush or type it or voiceover, or you may have to fix something on here and resend it entirely. All right, reach out if you need help. I'm here to help you. Excellent job. Love you guys. See ya.